Clarity has become somewhat of an overused word to mean everything and anything. But if you don't have clarity when you talk about your message, about what you provide, you're just not going to get leads. People are not going to get you. They are not going to want to work with you. Nothing personal. They just don't know where to place you. And that's exactly what we're tackling today. I want you to understand the problem and the cost of this mistake of lack of clarity and how to overcome it, how to fix it is not the end of the world. We can get it fixed super quick. And today's episode is for that.
Do you want to be seen as the go-to in your industry, get more sales, easily attract new opportunities, but feel overlooked online? If so, you are in the right place. Hey, I'm Eugenia, but you can call me E. I'm a marketing strategist, a wife, and a new mom. I learned the secret of how to be seen as an authority and have people think
there,
of you
we're going to
for
uncover
new
the
opportunities
gaps,
and more
top
clients.
3 gaps
If
in
you're
your
ready to get
communication
clear
online,
on what
and
makes
you're
your
gonna lead with
personal
a
brand
clear
unique,
plan to
build
attract
a
clients,
magnetic
to attract
presence online,
visibility,
and
to
get
attract
more eyes
leadership
on your
opportunities,
business,
to really
this is your
connect
next
with the
move.
right people that your service and your offers are for. After 60 minutes together, you're going to have clarity about on what's happening, on what's holding you back, on why are you not resonating the way you want to. And this means that you're going to know what's keeping you as a best kept secret, what's holding you back, and you're going to have this full picture that becomes invaluable. Also, during the call, we're going to zero in on your 3-5 positioning gaps and start solving them. After the call, you're going to have a personalized plan, and I'm going to send you a report, very detailed, with all the ideas processed that you can really take to complete any materials and an action step. There are so many things we could do for our brands. There are so many tactics, so many fun moves. Entrepreneurship is so fun, and probably as a creative person, you have so many ideas. But we are going to have this very specific plan. But most importantly, you're going to feel so confident and activated really to take action in your next step. This means that you are going to have momentum because you're going to have confidence, you're going to have clarity, you're going to have a plan. You are going to get moving. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling like nothing's working, if you keep considering these ideas in your head, then book a brand positioning audit. We can get so much done in an hour. Go to eugeniawood.com/brand. That's EUGENIA.com/BRAND and book your audit. I've been having the most amazing brand positioning audits lately. And I don't know, it's such a great feeling when you do the thing that you love. And in my case, the thing I did not expect to love that much because I started more as a service provider. I was a podcast producer. I was a project manager for specific marketing projects. So being in the space of now coaching entrepreneurs, it is the best feeling. It is my favorite part of my work. And I keep seeing patterns that I want to bring to these calls, not to talk about specific people and not because someone's doing anything particularly wrong, but because I see patterns both online, people I don't know, and then I get inside the business. And this has been my experience when I was doing done for you work, and it is my experience now, and bring you and give you the mistake that I see happening over and over again because it is such a fixable mistake. And sure, we can talk about it during a call, brand positioning call, and really go deep on your specific brand. But even with this episode, it is such a valuable episode because only with this episode, you can sit down with pen and paper and map out something that's going to really transform the way you're getting leads. And I'm not being exaggerated. Like, it is that good. I planned this episode to be kind of a mini training. After I wrote the outline, I was like, damn, this is good. Like, this is kind of a mini training. And you can address these things and you're going to see results, guaranteed. So what is the mistake? The mistake is lack of clarity. And there are three areas where not being clear is costing you leads. Number one, lack of clarity in the problem that you solve, lack of clarity in the tangible transformation you provide, and lack of clarity in what makes your methodology unique. So before we dive into each specific category in the lack of clarity, I want you to picture this. Imagine a white paper. We're drawing something, right? On the left is a person straining the ocean. They are having a problem over there. On the right of the paper, we have a beautiful island. It's bright, it's shiny, there's coconut water, you have incredible people serving you, you have shrimp cocktail, it's not too hot, it is not even cool, like perfect weather, and this person is there drowning, tired, hungry, hot, and they're like, goodness, there's an island there. That's amazing. How can I get there? And then our jobs as entrepreneurs is saying, okay, this is a problem you're having, right? Okay, look at me. Okay, yes. I can get you there to that island, and you describe that island and you're like, hey, you're tired, so they're gonna get to rest. Or maybe the biggest problem they have is that they are hungry. So you tell them, hey, you're hungry, they're in the middle of the ocean. In this island, we have shrimp. So you tell them, I see you, I see what you're struggling with, and here's where you want to get to. And you describe that place, that island, and they're like, oh my goodness, yes. So then there's this little tension right in the middle where it's like, okay, on the left is this person drowning, on the right is the island. What do? Your job then is to present your case for your vehicle to get from the middle of the ocean to the island. That is your offer. Your offer gets them from this problem that they're having, their struggle they're having, to their desired destination, to their transformation. And seeing it that way, those three elements are the elements where you need the most clarity, because you need to first tell the person, I see you, I know you're struggling with this. You need to tell them this is possible for you. And you need to tell them my way of getting there is the best. Because with the island metaphor, they could get to the island by swimming. And you can make the case and say, hey, I know you're tired, but let's swim, because that's going to make you so in shape. And then you're going to be in the island and you need to go for swims regardless. So let's use this time to get in shape. You're going to sleep amazing tonight. I have a swimming program and a swimming protocol that's going to get you there. I know it sounds impossible, but this is the best. It's worth your effort. Or you can say, hey, I have a boat. It's so comfortable. You can really get to relax and rest right now. I'll actually give you a glass of water. We also have cocktails if you want. And you just get on the boat and we'll get to the island. This is the best way. Or someone may say, hey, no, I have a helicopter. You don't have time to wait on the boat, to do all this exercise. You're tired. I have the fastest way of getting there. Get on my helicopter. The faster you get to the island, the faster you're going to be able to eat, to rest, to drink. So don't waste your time with all of these solutions that take so much time, take so much effort. Just get to the island and get to your dream destination already. So each of those are ways of getting to the island. You need to present the case for your way being the best way. So what does this mean for your business, and how does it relate to a lack of clarity? When it comes to the problem that you solve and how you need to be clear with it, people pay to solve problems. We just saw that example. I am drowning. I am struggling. I'm stranded at sea. I'm going to pay to solve a problem that's pressing for me. Or to put it differently, and this is something a business guru said, I cannot quote them, but it is a phrase that probably you've heard, and it says that business is all about solving people's problems at a profit. So business really is about solving problems. A lot of people get in business because they want to do the thing they love to do, and then they're trying to find a problem that fits their skill. And there's nothing wrong with that approach, for sure. That for sure was the case for me. I loved podcasting and I was like, what can I do with it? What problem can I solve with podcasting? And I found podcast production, podcast management. So nothing wrong with it. But doing it that way takes the risk that all our entrepreneurial journey, we are making it about ourselves and we're not solving enough problems because we're really focused on our story, the thing that worked for us. We want to really help people with this solution we know, but we don't understand where they're at. We don't know what's relevant for them. Maybe, and I see this a lot, and I know I use a lot of nutrition and health coaching examples, but I think that industry really, they do amazing work, but when it comes to their marketing, they could use a lot of help with messaging. So if you are a health coach, please book a brand positioning audit. I want to work with you. No, but in all seriousness, I see so many health coaches struggling because they say that the thing that, when they go to their stories, the thing that really helped them was solve the relationship with food. And they make a program all about healing your relationship with food. But then when you dig deeper, what people really care about is losing 10 pounds. Sure, maybe at the end you discover that it was all about the relationship with food, but where people are at, where they're struggling, where they are in the middle of the ocean, straight at sea, is the 10 pounds. Maybe it's not, right? Maybe it's, they don't have time to eat healthy, and that's their problem. And the problem is time or lack of time. But my point is that the problem needs to be specific and it needs to be relevant to where they're at. Not to where they're at, but they don't know it yet. You can take them there. That's why you have a vehicle, your methodology, and that we're going to talk about it in a minute. Don't worry. But think about what's the problem in a way they would describe it. How do they describe their problem, and how can you help them see that you understand where they're at? Use words, vocabulary that connects with the problem they're having. Number 2, the lack of clarity shows up in not having a clear, tangible transformation that you provide. And this is a clear consequence of not having a clear problem, right? You need to provide a tangible transformation for that problem. And this one tends to be harder specifically for coaches because they ultimately provide fulfillment and achievement. When you work in any type of mindset coaching and, anything that works with personal development, there is a lot of just fulfillment and achievement and confidence, and those things, they are amazing. That's ultimately the result of my work. After we get clear in your brand and we get clear in your positioning and we hone it in and you start just embodying your brand, as much as I don't like the embodying word, but it is true. You become your brand, and it's beautiful to see and it's beautiful to experience, of course. That's not the main reason someone's going to hire you, or in my case, hire me. They are looking to get clear on their messaging. They are looking to get more sales. Ultimately, they are looking to get more visible. So you need to really identify what is that result. This is in the context of our example of our image of the island and the ocean. How do you describe the island? How does the island look like? Is there a glass castle in the middle of the island with air conditioning and a bunch of beds where they can take a nap? Maybe that's what the island looks like for them. Or maybe the island is like one of these incredible Dominican Republic islands or beaches where you have miles of white sand and very clear water, and you have infinite amount of chairs you can lay on, and it's so safe and secure. You can leave your stuff in the chair, go to the water, and you get to relax. They usually have a bar near the beach so you can have cocktails, and a lot of them are all inclusive, so you don't have to worry about paying on the spot. It is such a relaxing experience. Maybe that's someone's island. So it is understanding where they're at and what the island looks like. And they're the two of them related, because if the person is overly tired at sea, if that's their problem, if being tired and just exhausted is their main problem, maybe the island looks like an air-conditioned space made out of glass where they can see everything around them, but where they're comfortable, where they have an amazing bed and they have air conditioning and it's quiet, but you can hear the oceans. Maybe that's their island. It is connected to their problem. If their problem in the middle of the ocean is that they are hungry, that they are thirsty, if that's their problem, maybe the island looks more like the Dominican Republic island I just described. So they are connected, but you need to identify both the problem, be clear, and the result of solving that problem. Like, what is that transformation? And then the third piece of this puzzle, going to our picture, right? We have the person on the left, we have the island on the right, and then we have the vehicle. And that is the case. Like a lawyer, we are building the case for why this is the best vehicle for you to get from point A to point B. And that is made or achieved by being clear on what makes your methodology unique. By unique, I mean, is it defined? Is it clear? Give it a name. This is your vehicle. Like, okay, a helicopter, it has a name. Oh, a boat, it has a name. Imagine if, you're in the ocean and they tell you, hey, I'm going to help you. You have 3 options. Okay, describe me your option. Well, is this object and we just take you there. You're going to get there. Yeah. Like how? Am I flying? No, yeah. Yeah, don't worry. You're going to get there. And I know this might be a little controversial. I've heard some business coaches saying that your methodology doesn't matter, that you just need to talk about the transformation, that's enough. And probably a few years was true, maybe during COVID and right after COVID, maybe it was true, but today people are savvy. People are understanding that the online space works just as the regular space in the sense of human needs and what you can expect from a service. So people, and I'm experiencing this in my business as well, people are really wanting to understand the vehicle. Maybe you don't need to give them exactly every single step of the way, but they do need to understand what are we working on. And before, I used to think that this was because they wanted to control and they wanted to just feel in control. But ultimately, what your person wants, what your audience wants, they need to feel safe. They need that information because they need to feel safe. Remember, they are in the middle of the ocean. They are very uncomfortable. They don't want to change that for something that's going to put them in a similar or even worse position. And that means that your person is probably making an investment. We are in not the best financial situation right now. And people are investing, of course. I see people join, high ticket masterminds and the whole thing, but they're just very intentionally spending money, whether that's $50, whether that's $10,000, whether that's $20,000. They want to feel safe. So how do you provide that safety once they understand or they see that you understand their problem and that you offer the transformation that they want? You need to show that your methodology is clear and it is unique. First, you are the person that's going to make that methodology unique because you are the one doing it. So getting clear on that vehicle, that methodology is going to make your marketing so easy because then you don't have to convince, you don't have to beg for the sale. You just have to help them understand and make the case for your vehicle as the best way to solve their problem and get to their transformation, get to their destination. So to recap, lack of clarity is the thing that's costing you leads in your business. Clarity in the problem that you solve, in the transformation, tangible transformation you provide, and clarity on what makes your methodology unique. Clarity in your vehicle. Address these things. Go back to this episode again if you have to, so you can write it down, get your ideas, book a brand positioning audit, and bring your homework. That would be chef's kiss. We will really do the most during our session if we do that. And I'm excited to see you win. I always end these episodes just in a good mood because I know that once you have these resources, these aha moments, you're going to be able to make incredible progress in your business, which is always my goal. I am rooting for you. You can book that audit at eugeniawu.com/brand. That's eugenia.com/brand, BRAND. And let's talk. Let's work on your brand. And if it's not the time, Make sure you do this exercise for today's episode. I think it's one of the most important episodes I've recorded. You are going to see such a big shift. You're going to see a big shift. And even if it's on Instagram, come back, tell me how it went, because I want to celebrate you. And I can wait to see you back here on the podcast for the next podcast day. Take care. Mwah. Un beso.
I hope you loved today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and send it to someone who's ready to be seen as the go-to in their industry? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. I love reading your comments. They remind me of those little notes you would send your friends in high school, you know? Okay, see you back here soon with the next episode. Un beso.